Bam. There we go. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 393 of Tenno Clock. I am your finger non-controlling MDRLOz. That, who probably can control his fingers on his webcam, is Xeno. Yes.
I'm on this side, don't worry about that.
And as a special guest this week, we have...
also known as Trash Frame.
Trash Frame.
It's me.
Right.
Yes.
Hello.
Loz, do you want to turn on the first... It's number 10 on the memes.
Number 10.
Right. So, Trash Frame, infamous all over Twitter, recently got a Warframe partner.
Wow!
And
where's the cheering, Xeno?
I'm dead inside. I'm
no,
British.
You are. It's true. Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Gotta hide it, though.
No, yes, obviously, congratulations. But we wanted, give you the opportunity, tell us about yourself, what inspires your art style. Why did you pick this? I asked you earlier today for 3 pieces. You picked this one. Why this one?
Because I like it. Though, my recent, I've been Warframe artist for a while. Though more recently, after I got into the partnership and whatnot, I decided to go with a different art style instead of just trying to make, one-to-one detailed Warframes like I would used to. I just wanted to take a more loose, more friendlier style instead.
Awesome. So, I can't. Who's the one on the right? Who's the one in the blue?
It's someone, I don't have their name offhand, but it's someone's character fan concept for a Warframe that they want it done.
Right, I was trying to work out, I swear this is not a Warframe I recognize. So do you typically play an Excalibur?
No.
Nope, fair enough.
No, I just like Excalibur because I think they look neat.
Yes.
Who is your go-to Warframe to play?
It kind of becomes what's my favorite Warframe of the month right now? It's Lavos.
I'm not brave enough.
Just because I like to play it.
Magical unpause.
Yeah, sorry to cut you off then. Why is my webcam now disappeared? Loz, just keep going. Just keep going.
Let's keep going. I know what that'll be.
Yeah, sorry, I cut you off. Why Lavos?
I just like his design, and plus it's fun to just explode everything. I have a very primitive ape mind. I just like to go boom.
How do you feel about his? Oh God, the cooldowns on his abilities? I just can't get on with them.
I'm okay with them, though. I could see why people can get a bit annoyed.
Loz, adjuster to 85. Right. Actually, before you do that, Loz, can you swap to image number? Meme 11.
Yeah, sure. Meme 11. There we go. Wow.
Right. What's the story behind this one?
I cherish this piece. It's my magnum opus. I just like Miku, and the background, it's actually a collaboration with Mr. Warframe guy. He drew the tiny little Octavia Primes in the background.
Right.
And of course I drew the main piece.
So do you have any of the Hisane Miku figures or models or anything?
Yeah.
Do you have many of the many Nendroids at all?
Absolutely.
Because there aren't way too many Nendroids of Hitsune.
I think you mean to say not enough.
Yeah, clearly that's yeah. Oh wow, how was I so mistaken? Yeah. And so why do we have Octavia and again Hitsune Miku? In this
I just wanted to draw Hatsune Miku as a Tenno. Then Mr. Warframe guy kept yelling at me, if you're gonna draw Miku, you gotta draw Octavia. I'm like, no, I don't want to. So he's like, fine, I'll do it. And so he sent me like this little MS Paint doodle. He didn't actually expect me to put it into the piece.
I to be honest, a large part of me would love to see long hair like this on an operator.
Oh, absolutely. That'd be great. I know it wouldn't actually work like realistically, but I mean, sci-fi ninjas.
Loz, can you tweak it down to 83?
Sure.
I'm sorry.
Before you do that, Loz, can you hit the next item?
Order, what number am I looking for? 12?
12.
Priorities, man. Priorities. Right.
And then my webcam disappeared.
Yeah,
right.
It has.
Now this
You've
piece,
been banned.
this piece we've had on 10 o'clock before. I love this piece, right?
Oh,
So I was
thank
actually
you.
happy that you linked it and everything. What's the story behind this one?
This was actually a commission from Mura Karsardis. I'm sorry if I did not pronounce that right.
Yeah.
They wanted their character done with Saren. I mean, oh my goodness. They wanted this done with Studio Sen's Nidus.
Yeah.
And they actually sent me a GIF of exactly what I wanted. It was like some GIF from like some older film, a black and white film of like a woman sliding into a man's leg.
Right.
And they wanted it as with Warframes instead.
That's crazy. But no, I absolutely love this one. I think this is a gorgeous piece.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Loz also is captivated. He's just waiting for me to say, Loz, adjust it. No.
Sorry.
Or he's alternatively taking his headset off.
Yeah. No, I collapsed. Sorry, yes, no, I'm waiting. I was like, do I come back to respond to amazing artwork, or do I go back and get told to adjust things by 1 percentage point or more? I'm like, okay, I'll just sort of wait in between. No, it's an amazing piece. Absolutely amazing.
Thank
you. Cool.
Are you sure we've had that on?
I'm very sure we've had this on. Right. I very much remember the Nidus sliding into the Saren Prime's leg. Like, I could be wrong. I've definitely seen this before, but I'm very sure we've had this on 10 o'clock.
Okay. Fair enough.
So where can people find you on the greater web?
You can find me at their local broom closet at their resident school. Though I'm on Tumblr and Twitter under the same name as Trash Frame. And that's pretty much the only social medias I have for Trash Frame because it's actually a side account. Because I do things on otherwise. But yeah, just Twitter and Tumblr.
Well, give us the socials that you want to share to everyone, like the Warframe specific ones or the generalized ones, and they'll all be in the description below for anyone that wants to, check out the full, gamut of all of your stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, I have Trash Frame both on Twitter and Tumblr, and then I just have my main account, which is Intersteel, both on Twitter and Tumblr as well.
Awesome.
I don't use a lot of social media.
I didn't know Tumblr was still around.
Not really, but I mean, it's better that way.
Yeah.
All the crazies moved to Twitter.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
So it's fun.
Maybe I should go over to Tumblr.
Maybe.
Right. Okay, so Loz,
let's all go to MySpace.
Yeah.
Does MySpace actually still exist?
Yeah.
Gotta know.
Right, memes off. There we go. Right.
Right.
Sneakily, Xeno's got this in way of what should have happened at the start of every episode, as it should always have begun, with the decision of the emblem.
Yep. So, Stel, we've had you on for a grand total of 9 minutes and 24 seconds.
Oh.
It's your choice out of the two emblems that you see, on screen or further up in the Discord group. Which emblem is the best emblem out of the two, and why? You can use any criteria.
I love the right one because it says gaming club. I like the idea of being in a gaming club. I'm sorry.
But
G-E-O.
the wolf with the lightning.
G-
It's really good.
Oh.
It's really
fine.
good, but gaming club.
Damn you, gaming club.
Damn you, Geo.
Right. Okay.
No one ever beats the Geo.
If you wish to have it, sorry. If you want to win 75 platinum for your platform of choice, go into the description below where you'll find a link to the Google Forms for this week's episode polls and the platinum giveaway. Go in there, fill in your in-game name, choose your platform, answer the questions as you want. You don't have to submit Warframe builds or weapon builds or anything like that. That's entirely optional for people that want to do it.
I will get round to those for the people listening. Just need time.
So he says.
Need time.
And maybe I should get you those, the shit you told me what you need, arcanes.
Oh, I get them myself. And when Scarlet Spear comes back, ever-DE.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And everyone's going to be like, hey, where's our... Yeah, anyway. So if you wish to win 75 platinum for your platform of choice, fill in the form, make sure your in-game name is correct, and you could win win 75 platinum for your platform of choice. Right. Put away the emblems. We're going to go into Dojo Dusting now. Now that I remember to take any of the time. Right. So... Dojo Dusting, right? So the TennoCon digital pass package accessory bundle thing, I can't remember what it was, the giveaway. That has concluded now, and as of Monday, today, when this episode goes live, there is going to be a Gara Prime giveaway. So go to my Twitter, fill in the criteria needed to enter, and you are in for a chance to win a Gara Prime. The full kit and everything. Apart from that, in terms of Dojo Dusting, I'm not quite sure if there's anything else to say.
No, not for Dojo Dusting. Can't think of anything.
Cool, right. Should we go into the war report?
Yes, the war report. All the things that are happening in Warframe in the game for people to know, just so we bring it up. The only thing I've already got from this is that, obviously, this comes out to the day of, so anyone who's watching this on Monday, the dev stream has been moved to later that day. So if you are watching this first, middle of Monday, dev stream's on in a bit. Go watch it.
What have you got in your mouth?
Off sweep, so I don't start coughing my lungs up. Also, Gara Prime access is now live across all platforms, and the Verve collection is live. So if you have Twitch Prime, go in, make sure your account is linked, and you can get yourself a sweet Loki. What is it? It's the helmet, skin,
and the skin.
Yeah, which in this footage I am using. So if you want to check it out in this footage,
however, not right now because he's using a necromac.
Damn you, necromac! I do like it as a skin, but there's all these kind of effects on it, which I thought would have been animated.
First off, I thought those like the greens and things were going to be animated, but I had to tone down those colors. Those colors were like wildly too bright for me. What do you think of the Verve? Is it Verve?
Verve?
The new skin for Loki, Stel.
Well, I need to see it. I'm sorry.
Let me see if I can.
Am I still in a necromac?
I've been
invisible.
in a nuclear war bunker the past couple of weeks.
I do not blame you. I have been patiently waiting for. I've been waiting for the Sisters of Arbol to come out.
Am I stroking out?
Nope.
Oh,
Am I stroking out?
You're a bit robocizing.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. That was my bad. Right.
It's okay.
However,
never say it's okay. It's never okay with him.
Yeah, that's a link to the skin.
Thank you. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I was kind of hoping though that the actual skin would look a little different from the baseline Loki. Okay, sorry, no, a lot more different from the baseline Loki, but from the back, it's like it just looks like Loki.
He has the same Loki thighs. That's how I identify Loki, is by looking at his thighs.
Mm. Nice.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of identify him by his weird elbow points, which in all of the screenshots that they put on the website for Loki, you can't see the points at all.
Very
Was
upsetting.
that? Oh wait, no, that's just on the Prime. I'm an idiot. Never mind. Shut up, Joe. You don't know what you're talking about. God, you're such an idiot. Call yourself a Loki main. Right. So
There are non-prime frames? Heresy.
Right. But anyway, so I think that's it for the war report. I don't remember there being anything else.
No, well, we're all waiting on they're waiting for the dev stream to release anything important, so not much going on.
Yep. Okay. So that's it for the war report. Now let's move on to the topics. Right. So our first topic is Trinity is one of the worst grinds. And topic 2 is there's a reason why the Tenno dialogue seems cliche and childish. Right. So topic 1, hit the button. Right. Topic title is Trinity is one of the worst grinds. This comes from Reddit. The mission to farm one of her parts takes at minimum 12 minutes to finish. For just the systems, it took close to 4 hours. The Animo boss fight is so incredibly inefficient and pointless. DE should, to shorten that fight, either reduce the number of Animos to stop making it take 4 waves. Why make it 1-1-2-1 when it could easily be something like 1-2-3 or even 2-3? Right. So this is like how long it takes to actually do one of the fights with the Animos. Yeah, Animos, the Ambulus.
Yes.
Right. So I'm assuming we all have Trinity.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Of course. How do you guys feel about this? You know, the complaint that the fight takes 12 minutes to finish.
Well, the point I will list is that I am on the wiki right now. It's saying that it's basically 40%, a little bit less, for 2 parts, the chassis and the neuroptics, and about 22% for the systems. They expect it takes about 6 to 7 runs, with a nearly guaranteed of 27 runs, plus or minus 9. So we're talking about 36 runs. You'd be statistically very unlikely to have it after 36 runs. And how long did you say?
4 hours.
4 hours?
They took them close to 4 hours to get it. So oh, what do you mean, like
one run?
12 minutes.
Oh, minutes.
So you said 36 runs, did you?
36 runs is the upper end of the predicted maximum. Seems doing some maths.
Of course I am.
It's 6 hours, by the way.
7.2.
Well, over 6.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Yeah. So this person got it close to 4, which is actually better than the worst case scenario. Right? How do you guys feel about this? Or should I convey my feelings first?
No, I mean, it's a tricky thing. I'm just trying to think about it. It's quite tricky because I guess the Prime is almost easier to get when it's not vaulted because of this. It's one of these things. Well, we can say one thing, and people are like, "Oh, it's a terrible thing to say." One thing I would say is just don't do it all in one go. Do you really need Trinity that desperately? And they're like, not really. It's good, don't get me wrong, but yeah, if you were to try and go, right, today I farm Trinity, you're crazy. Maybe do one run a day. You get it done in a week, roughly.
Sal, how do you feel about this?
Yeah, I guess I kind of am agreeing with Laws. It's like if you're gonna try to like sit down and do this in one day, you're going to cry. And definitely try to like sporadically do farming like that. I can kind of see like if people get impatient with doing this sort of thing where they just want the Warframe as soon as possible. So kind of like confused myself or just bothered by it, but I can't figure out a proper solution.
Well,
It's been a long
let
time
me.
since I farmed Trinity. I think it was
Yeah.
completely different from what I remember.
Oh, where did it used to be?
I'm an old geezer. I can't remember half the thing.
I'm pretty sure Trinity was on the Lekrill Vor fight on Phobos.
Right. Yeah,
But-
I faintly remember that.
But that I don't think that was the first place it came from. I think it originally came from placeholder Bayhek. That was the one that spawned clones. That was like, I'm a Grenier who doesn't
No.
have a special model.
Then that must have been before me.
That was Oberon.
No, before,
Because-
before that
was.
though. No, that's why they moved Trinity off of that.
They moved Trinity off of.
Yeah, Oberon was out after Trinity.
Yeah.
Yeah, so originally Trinity and Lekrill and the Captain Ball boss fight that came with the
No. She was on Forrid. Remember when Forrid? Yeah. I'm pretty sure
Oh,
Trinity
no, that's
was
Nyx.
originally on. Was it Nyx?
That's Nyx.
Yeah,
Was
it's
next
still
to it?
Nyx, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, son of a. Hold on. Let's see if it's on the wiki.
Yeah, let's have a look at the wikis.
It's probably gonna be in the trivia section, if anything.
Prior to hotfix, Blur, Trinity parts drops from Captain Vor and Lieutenant Lekrill and Extra and Ceres. There's now the drop location of Frost. Doesn't say before that though. I think before that it was the Lekrill. No, Lekrill. Placeholder. The heck. Because don't you remember that it took forever to get the chicken walker into the game? Forever.
Don't remind me of the chicken, please.
No, but the thing is, though, they promised so. And this is old Manny speaking now. It's like I remember when they were showing that fight, and they said, "Look at this giant chicken walker. Look how big it's going to be." Not only that, you're not just going to fight him. He's got like special propaganda, which is going to get into your mind, and you'll be fighting each other. And what did that? He got some like drones out, and they just sort of bark at you, and that's about it. I think originally it was going to kind of like try and distort the other Tenno on your side would look like Grenier. I think that was what they were going to do, but I think it was probably too complicated, and people hate friends shooting friends. Xeno's not giving up on this.
No, I'm not.
You could just wait till next week. I'm sure someone will write in the comments. Which, by the way, I read every comment on the videos before we record the next one, so do please put a comment in the description below. Description, damn it. Comments.
No one will ever. I mean, to be fair, according to Oberon's trivia, he only ever dropped from Xmas units, which I know is wrong.
Yeah.
You know, I know he dropped from Bayhack because when they swapped Hydroid in for Bayhack, Oberon's parts then dropped from the Xmas units.
Yep.
So I mean, if you truth seekers out there know the real history of where Titania originally dropped, then
where Titania originally dropped? Well, of course, you know,
Titania.
No,
not Titania.
Legends of Titania's original drop location just spread wide and wide.
Oberon's trivia
You
is just full of Titania crap.
The solution for farming Trinity is just get Titania.
Yeah, clearly.
It's about the same name.
Anyway, my point of view, I don't know if Loz is going to guess where this is going to go, but like, try farming for a fucking flail for 7 fucking months.
Someone's not still bitter.
Of course I'm still fucking bitter. It's ridiculous. 4 hours to get Titania's systems, I don't think is too bad, right? I can appreciate the fact that the fight is artificially slowed down with the amount of time wasted waiting for the ambulance to be dropped in. I'm in favor for this like 1, 2, 3 ambulance appearance rate, or even a 2, 3 ambulance ambulance appearance rate, right? I'm in favor for that to make the boss fight faster, but I feel perfectly fine with 4 hours or close to 4 hours to get the systems, right? So if they made the boss fight faster, I would like them to decrease the drop chances so that, the biggest problem with a lot of these boss fights is you're just sat around waiting for shit to happen. Look at the fucking Vehek fight.
Oh, I don't like that one.
No.
It only works like 50%. Sometimes he just doesn't die.
Oh, God. And then they steal Path, Vehek.
True agony will remember if everyone remembers Law of Retribution. So the poor bastards.
I mean, the hardest part of Law of Retribution.
The hardest part was that it broke a lot.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
That was the real challenge. Is you couldn't actually defeat him.
But we're, two people are stood on these pressure pads. Why isn't this door opening? Oh, no. This door is broken. Only one person steps on the pressure pad. And then no person steps on the pressure pad. Otherwise, it'll close.
My favorite part about Vehek is sometimes he just doesn't like to show his beautiful little face. Yeah. And he's like, you know what? I'm not going to die today.
Yeah. Not today, Tenno.
I love that he was one of the most clever NPCs in the game that built his armor out of melted doors. Because nobody can destroy locked doors.
Well, I'm in favor for shortening the fight, but I don't think the drop chance should be any faster.
I did a bounty in this footage at some point.
Well, you're doing bounties right now.
Good. One of the rewards was 2 Gara systems. I kid you not. Why can't we give multiple Trinity parts?
Just put Trinity on Fortuna. There you go, or Valis rather.
But you have to give for the poor people who have to go through the ambulance boss fight. You have to give them some reward. The thing with the ambulance is I love the concept, and I love how they sort of you didn't. It was a great because it was a boss. You didn't just fight at the boss fight. It could turn up throughout the map and things. But then they never really expanded upon that. It was just like, oh, that's done now. And no, maybe do a bit more with it. No, that's it.
I think the problem with having random boss encounters during... I really like the idea of a random boss encounter during a mission in... I'm on Neptune, and then just the ambulance turns up or something. I'm like, whoa, what the hell? Or Vehek or Tiragor or whatever. I think the problem is to make those encounters worth something, you kind of have to halt the progress of gameplay. Either you have to have that boss chase the living crap out of you, which I think requires an engine rework, or you have to have the players locked in a room to deal with that. Now, we have that already with Stalker. When Stalker turns up, he will lock the room he is in. So if you're not in it or you are in it, you're locked out or locked in respectively. So I don't think that is too much of a far-fetched system, but I do think it would get a lot of complaints from the player base if it happens too frequently. Because how often do you see players just happily go around and explore every segment of the world? Players just rush to the objective and then leave. Yeah. So if they get blocked from progressing any further, I don't think they're like that at all. If you then incentivize it, oh, look, here's a boss, you do the boss, we give you a nice shiny reward. Think of, do you guys do the acolytes at all?
I haven't.
Right.
Since they've been put into
Yeah.
what's it called?
The Steel Path ones. I'm sorry, I didn't miss
Yeah, I
any.
haven't done Steel Path yet. I'm lazy.
We're all
Lots-
lazy here.
Well, you're lazy.
Have you finished it?
I haven't finished it, but I have been doing it.
Yeah, I've done a little bit.
But the point is that when the acolytes turn up for Steel Path, there's an incentive to do it because they drop steelies, right?
The steel essence.
The steel essence. Yeah.
Little
The steel.
sleaze.
Yeah, steelies. Oh, yeah. They drop the steel essence resource, right? So there's an incentive to actually fight them. Maybe it's a simple case of if you fight the boss in, the environment, then there's an added incentive. You get an extra reward. I think Loz is broken.
What reward, though?
It's difficult.
I was in contemplation.
It's difficult because, like, a part of me says
It's always difficult.
it should be on the boss drop table, but then, well, why would you go fight the boss? So maybe it's a chance to drop something from their regular drop table, and maybe it's something to drop from like an extra drop table, like the whole steelies. Maybe it could be a specialized resource or something.
I want a specialized ticket so it gives me the opportunity to arm wrestle Ballas.
Yeah.
I want to do that.
Why Ballas?
Because he has a big arm.
Yeah, but look at Tilrogor.
I like
he has big fists.
True.
Yeah. The size of one of Tilrogor's fists is like
either
the
or.
length of
You know what?
it.
Both.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm on the wiki, and the one thing I'm trying to find is what's the actual platinum price of Trinity? Can't see it in here.
Buy?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Would one solution just be, let's make Trinity cost 75 platinum?
I don't know how much she costs now.
That is a good question. I cannot see it.
Do you want me to jump into the game real quick?
Let me just check this market link. See if it's in the market. Platinum. List of items sold on them. Ah, yes, here we are. Warframes, just want to see. And no, I was so close. Trying to operate things in 3D. Titania Trinity 225. We should have had guesses. It's not cheap.
No, it's not cheap.
Maybe even knocking that down to like 100 or 150 would help. But I think that would be fair to give people the alternative.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, some of these Warframes, yeah, so like some of the older Warframes, surely the price don't need to be so high anymore. I think originally, didn't they used to say that the price of a Warframe was going to be the amount of time it took to develop it? Is that just like my old man senses tingling, or is that from like League of Legends being so old? I can't remember. Like years ago, they promised that in League of Legends, and then obviously that went out the window because money.
Unfortunately, they're releasing an update, so I can't even log in.
Well, if it were for Warframe, then Equinox must have been very expensive.
Yeah.
Equinox. Yeah, you see, Equinox is 325. But
Oh,
the
you know what? Yeah.
the shocking thing is, so is Oberon.
What? No, no way. I don't believe you.
No, 325 platinum.
I don't believe you.
That's what the wiki says.
I think the majority of the frames come in at 325. But I think one thing that would really help them, help D at least, is after a year, the price drops. And then after another year, the price drops again.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, maybe make it so that they come down to 120 platinum. Just an arbitrary number plucked out of the air. Because I think, again, that would incentivize players to buy the stuff. But then the problem is, if they're just buying the stuff, then they're not necessarily playing the game. And then,
but they're buying platinum.
Play the game to get platinum.
Yeah, but I mean, like, what is better for the player base? Actually, sorry, what is better for Warframe? Just buying platinum, or actually playing the game, because if you just log in, buy the new thing, and then log out, that's going to hurt the active Steam users or the active concurrent players. But if you're, do you know what I'm basically saying?
Maybe. But I don't know. I think it would encourage people if they could. Getting your first frame beyond the first one is a big thing. And if the starting frames only cost 25 platinum, and so when you get in the game, if you want to, you can go buy the other frames. And I think all the starting 8, the rest of starting 8 should be 75 now. So you can pick up some cool things. Because I'll regale you with the story of the random person that I was playing with roughly when Hildren came out, and I just started talking to them, giving them stuff, and they went, "Oh yeah, I really love the idea of Hildren. Like, I saw it on a website and it got me playing," and I was like, "All right, Hildren collection for you." And they're like, "Whoa, thanks, man." And then like 2 years later, they contacted me and went, "You're online?" I'm like, "Yes, who are you?" It's like, "You gave me a Hildren collection." I was like, "Good me. Do you enjoy it?" It's like, "Yes, it kept me. If it wasn't for that, I probably would have given up on the game." I'm like, "Good show, good show, good show. Here, have some more stuff." Like, this is where Xeno goes, "I want random people to like me for giving them things."
I give away the Gara Prime shenanigans.
That's not yours stuff to give. That's you just handing it out on behalf of DE.
I believe I gave out like 8 different Ash Primes one year because I kept farming, and I kept getting a bunch of just Ash Prime parts. I just gave them away.
Okay, so should we move on to the replies? I feel like this topic.
Yeah, well, I'm just thinking back to the core of the issue, which is the fight itself, the boss fight. Maybe. What about
just waiting around for a boss? It can be a little annoying, but
maybe it should be changed that the first time you do it, you have to do it kind of solo, and it becomes like a mini first time event, and then after that, it gets chopped down.
Sure.
I don't know if that's even possible, but
I imagine it is, but why would it be different between the first time you did it and the times after?
Well, like the person says, why make it 1-1-2-1 when it could easily be something like 1-2-3 or even just 2-3? So just to speed up those waves, because once you've done it once, you know how it works. There's nothing wrong with the game going, "Oh, there's more ambulances now." Well, not as much problem. I don't know. Right, shall I go to replies?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Reply number 1. Farming the Plat is fast. That's a fair amount of Plat. Yeah,
really? Is it that much faster?
Ooh, I don't know. What was it 325? Was it 325 or 225?
Yeah, 325.
320. The next reply is, reading this makes me feel lucky. I got Trinity Prime free with my Amazon Prime sub. Didn't think much of it since I was new to the game, but wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
They should just make the Ambulus fight endless when you get Trinity pieces after every X number of Ambulus defeated. I guess that would reduce the Animo Beacon grind too much, so it's a no-go.
How do we feel about, a boss fight that's endless?
I like it.
Yeah, it would be different, yeah.
Yeah?
Not a bad different thing, but yeah, the amino beacon thing might make D disagree.
You could make it that for every round of Animos you fight, or Ambulus you fight, it takes Animos beacons. So, like,
kind of like relics and whatnot.
Exactly, yeah. So you still spend the relics between the rounds, and then you just go like, "Oh yes, I'll go another round, thank you." And then it's like you don't have enough Animos processors to stay, so get out, go.
Kicked out of Mickey Mouse Club.
Yeah. We're disappointed in you.
It's been so long. I haven't done this in ages. Does it require you to go grind the beacons from the ambulances that drop randomly emissions?
Effectively, yes.
Could we maybe just get rid of that as well?
That's easy to do though.
Okay.
It's not like the Muta Salad V where you have to wait for a specific invasion to occur.
You can get them in. Remember, you can get them in derelict defense.
That is true. Sorry, I had actually forgotten about that. But the point is that the Animos beacons were always readily available.
Is this muted?
So
Hello?
I wouldn't say
I
necessarily
think I'm muted.
I mean, I would say the Kela de Thame using Rathum
Batum!
tokens is more annoying than farming Animos.
That's true.
Yeah.
I remember right before Kayla the Tame got her rework, I farmed Saren just because I didn't want to do that. Just so I can avoid it.
Yeah.
Mm.
I remember I still have a truck ton of Rathum tokens only because there was a Rathum event. And yeah, it was just like, oh yeah, I think it was when it came out and we ended up doing like so much Rathum. It's just like, yeah, I've never had to go get another set of tokens ever.
The next reply. Having non-multi-use RNG rewards behind a token wall is a bad design. Relics and keys work because your reward is always useful even if it wasn't what you're aiming for. Ducats, plat, trading, etc. But for Ambulus, your reward is one of 3 Trinity parts. Things that are worth a few measly credits if you got a duplicate.
I disagree with this entirely. Like,
how about selling Trinity parts gives you anima beacons?
Sure, but even so, like the big thing is getting anima beacons is nowhere near as difficult as getting the right relic. Yeah. So, like, Gara has just come out. I was helping Nazeth farm the relics to get Gara, and I think we were doing up to around 12 disruption missions. And I think on average we got 1, maybe 2 tops of the relics needed to get Gara Prime. Right? And it's like, even if you get the relic, there's no guarantee you'll actually get the one part in the relic that you actually want. So, I'd much rather this token system, getting the key to have a chance rather than getting having a chance at the right relic to have a chance at the right reward. Does that make sense?
Yeah. That sounds fair enough. The last reply is, it wasn't the Ambulus assassination mission itself for me. I thought that was fine. It's the fact you had to earn the bloody anima beacons before you can do it. Well, that person does have an issue with the beacon.
Oh no, playing video games. I can't.
I have to play my video games to earn things in my video games. Why doesn't it just play itself?
Yeah, anima beacons aren't that bad.
How many... I want to find out.
The link with the boss fight itself being a bit grating.
I'm just trying to find how many animo requires 20 animo nav beacons, and how many does it drop? These nav beacons are obtained by defeating and hacking Ambulus proxies that are deployed via Corpus dropships in the Corpus outpost tile set on Pluto. Once hacked, the Animus will reactivate and ally with the Tenno. These drops spawn in an interval of 3 to 5 minutes, making endless missions the optimal choice for farming them. Defense missions have a chance for an Ambulus to spawn once every 5 waves, with some occasions having 2 spawn within 5 waves. And it doesn't say how many animo beacons it will drop. However, 2 To win the battle, a certain number of hacked ambulance units must be delivered to the capital ship.
No, that's not going to talk about the beacons. That's just it might vary, is why.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can find it in many areas, so it probably depends on the level of the area, how many you get. It's like, no, I must find this. I must find this.
No. I imagine it's probably about. I imagine it's 4 at a time.
Mm.
I imagine it's around 4 or something like that. I mean, if anyone knows in chat, that would help a lot because it's not easily seen on the wiki. So how many Animo nav beacons does it drop? And even so, like, oh no, I have to go do one mission for I don't know an hour, and then hey, I've got enough beacons to go run. I just
Yeah. I personally would just remove the beacons at this point. If that would there, you just can go do the boss whenever you want, as you want. The beacons are obviously added originally to kind of make it a sort of event and a grind, and hey, why not do this? So it just seems a bit redundant at this point. As there's so much in the game to do, I think that some of these walls need to come down. But that's it for me.
That's fair. Any thoughts from you, Stel? Any last comments?
No, I'm good.
I will say is I would just like to see the boss fights with fewer waiting periods between actions, So that's my preference. Right. Okay, so we're gonna go into topic 2. 47, 14. Cool.
Yes.
Topic 2.
Right. Lay it on me.
Okay, topic 2. There's a reason why the Tenno dialogue seems cliche and childish. This comes from Reddit. What if we entirely took away his memory and took the burden of his son's death upon our own shoulders? After all, Ballast does say that when we commune with the Warframe, we take away its pain. Perhaps this is part of the consequences, the suffering and the misery of the void. Even if a Tenno just shares the memories, if any, and the suffering of every single frame he uses transference on, there's no way he could survive without coping mechanisms. The Tenno are in denial, indoctrinated by the Orokin to be nothing more than loyal soldiers in battle. Repetitive phrases are repeated like mantra to keep them focused, unaware of the pain of their existence. We've seen what happens to a Tenno mind fully snaps, and he was one of the most powerful entities we've had to fight. Anyone else got any questions?
Corpus use tech weapons.
Okay, so this is specifically about the
We
end
will
of the
fight with honor.
You were waiting for me to talk, weren't you? He's going to do it again. I know he's going to do it again. Like, he's shaking his head as if he's not going to do it, but I know he's going to do it again. He's just waiting for me to read out some part of the original topic on Reddit. He's going to say, no, I'm just scratching my chin or something. And he's like, nah. Okay, so this is at the end of the sacrifice quest. We tell the wall man that we killed Isha, Umbra's son. What if we aren't just sharing Umbra's pain? What if we took away their entire memories? Even if we wait, do we talk to Wally in the sacrifice?
I don't remember that.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I don't think so.
We tell the wall man that we killed. Like,
take that, wall man.
Are we talking about Ballas? even if we don't take away, okay, this is an odd talk.
Well, so what they're basically saying is, Joe, that there's something, we're basically mind controlled, and that's why our speech is so repetitive and redundant. Ah, I forgot it. Is this it? I forgot more of them? No, it's not what I wanted. I was trying to find a list of them so I could just randomly say them.
Well, isn't it like there's one which is like the Grenier are ugly as they are stupid?
We will bring honor to the Tenno. My warframe is the hand, and I am the will.
And for the Lotus, who's been gone for the past, 3 years?
God.
Oh god, this is definitely my favorite one because it just attack us
She went
and
out-
we will counter.
She went out for milk and has not come home yet.
So there's a YouTuber by the name of Mauler, and he did a video essay of Star Wars: The Last Jedi, and he broke it up into 3 parts. But there was always one part that really stuck with me,
Right.
which is it is not the audience's place to explain the story.
Yes.
It's not good for the audience to fill in the gaps.
Yes. He always goes by, he's trying to work out if something, the objectively, not based on people's opinions, is something good or bad, and one of the rules is that the thing must explain itself. It can't go, but if you check in the extended volumes of this book over here, in the subparagraph 17, it clearly indicates that his hair is brown.
Yeah, it's
no.
Like, you know, there's no explanation for a lot of the stuff, a lot of the events that happen within The Last Jedi, and it's the same can be said for other movies. Like the one I love to pick on is The Predator.
Oh yes.
Right. Right. My favorite all-time movie is Predator, the first one with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Right. I don't even mind Predators, the third movie in the franchise, right? But the Predator, the fourth one, is so god awful trash. Like, it might as well be a drinking game. It is so goddamn bad, right? And yeah, like Mauler, he rips it to shreds because so much of the narrative just doesn't stand up for itself. Now, the point that I'm trying to make here is that this person, they're trying to come up with their own headcanon to explain why, you know, Tenno act a certain way.
Yeah.
And though I've got no objections with anyone coming up with their own headcanon, this shouldn't be a reason to allow for bad writing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
You make your point that the well?
No. I thought you were gonna laugh. Sorry.
No, I make your point the fact that if you think about it, that as we said earlier, that Lotus has gone away for milk and hasn't come back in so many years. But also, they've done very little to expand the list of quotes that the operators say. Like, they could say interesting things randomly to make them feel like that they're the passage of time, you know. And so, yeah, there's no excuse for that not being increased as well. But then to take that, which is probably just either, I don't know, they can't get the voice actors anymore, or they just can't be bothered, or that would just be too much money and effort, that you then take that as a point of like, no, but that's actually because they're using the same words as like some sort of mind control coping mechanism to know that they're under mind control, to be Orican slaves. Like, yeah.
Like, I think I think a large part of this relies heavily on the way. So a large part of DE's writing for the narratives within Warframe relies heavily on something that J.J. Abrams kind of developed with Lost and further perfected with Mission Impossible 3. I will always, champion that movie, which is the whole mystery box. What
are stories if not just mystery boxes?
Yeah. And though it's all right in some cases, in other cases, it's just like, no, dude, you're going ham on this. You got to me. Like when we had all of a sudden the Heart of Deimos, its predefined notion just shatters any thought of how the operators work within the Warframe canonical universe. Right? So wait a second, as an operator, I can't function without the Heart of Deimos being there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought they learned their lesson this with Fortuna, because you've got the Unum on the Plains of Adeline, like, the super important Orokin living tower. It's like sentient, and it actually has a consciousness, and it can it's doing things, and it can do things, and it fights the Eidolons. It's so amazing. Look at it, so beautiful. Does it do anything? Well, no. But look at it, it's so beautiful and so important. You don't know how important this is. It's so important.
The sentients want it. It's important.
The Gruneo want it. It's so important. You have to protect it. Okay, will it do anything? No. Then, Fortuna was just like, there's some people in the snow. Go to people in the snow. I'm like, okay, that's good. I can do that. And it's a skateboard. It's our fault. But then it's like, as you say, for Deimos, it's like, this is the heart of the void. Oh, it's broken. Oh no, it's broken. You've got to fix it, otherwise the whole game will stop. Oh, I fixed it. Good. It'll now never be a plot point ever again.
Well, even if it is, a part of me wonders, wait a second, would it not be advantageous for us to close the void?
No?
Well, no more sentients can get back to the origin system.
We still don't know how they're getting back.
Well, no, because I thought the whole point was they come. They come through the void from Tau, and I mean, there's sentience being produced in the origin system, right, by Natar. But my understanding,
I also thought that
we don't know.
One of the theories is of why it took them so long to come back is some of them just came back the long way.
They went the long route home.
Yeah.
You know what? There's no way to know, is there?
Yeah,
there is.
I think the void was supposed to be poisonous to them, is why.
Yes,
it makes them infertile.
No, there is
that was the plot point in the second dream. That's why they couldn't follow you.
But the Unum is supposed to actually make them refertile.
Oh, is it? That's nice.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah, no, neither do I. The glass fish apparently highlight this, but then, if that's the case, you would have thought that the sentients would have gone all out to try and get into the Unum.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
but no, they haven't.
Well, there was that whole thing where they launched the planes, that they were attacking the planes, but that never happened.
The new
I kind of forgot.
The sentients kind of forgot.
They bluffed.
Oh my god. Could you just imagine if that actually then, so we're bringing back Scarlet Spear 2.0, and the sentients are actually attacking the planes! And
yay! Have you changed the gameplay? Well, no, but...
But,
quick, let's play Limbo.
Let's break it. Yeah, so I'm not against people coming up with their own headcanon, but realistically, this responsibility is on the shoulders of DE to get sorted. And it's important that they do, because otherwise, it just gets confusing. And then people lose interest. A la Star Wars. Out of interest, Stella, what has been your favorite plot experience within Warframe?
Well, I'd have to say the second dream, given how like it was a very different representation for quests, and it kind of like made a mark for how they're going to do future quests.
Hmm. I think Loz, your point. So yours is second dream as well, isn't it? I think he's having a drink.
He went to go take a little nap.
I'm back. Yes, no. The second dream. Yeah, no, it's called the second dream. I remember playing it at like 3 a.m, and then it's a character creation. You're like, what? I'm doing that now.
3 a.m?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We had to wait until that came out. It was awesome. And I think The War Within was okay, and that at least led up, felt like it was in the same vein. But I have a question for you. What's yours, Xeno? Is it second dream?
Mine's The War Within.
Oh, with The War Within, okay. Do you feel they can top those? In like surprise and amazingness anymore?
But do they need to?
Maybe.
That's my question to you. Is like, do they need to? Like, do they always have to have like, oh well, we've now come up with a brand new hero for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and not only did his uncle die, but his whole family died. Oh, we've come up with a new
dog.
hero. It's like no, we come up with a new hero. Not only did his family die, but his entire neighborhood died. We come up with a new hero. His whole city died. We come up with a whole new hero. His whole dimension died. It's like, why do you need to escalate? Right?
Yeah, constantly one-upping.
Yeah, like
prior thing.
I am fine with the narrative. Like, you know, this I felt was a big problem with the likes of Game of Thrones. It always felt that each episode had to end on a cliffhanger that was more poignant than the last episode's cliffhanger, but the middle of the episode had no substance to it whatsoever. Right? Sorry, what was that?
Laughing?
Oh no, I thought you actually said something and then started laughing. But yeah. But the you know, why can't it just be as simple as the second dream again? When what 1/5 of the mission, quest was a cinematic quest, right? You know, why does it have to be a full-blown thing like The War Within?
Yeah.
The sacrifice was pretty packed when it came to a cinematic quest, as was The War Within. But I think The War Within did it better. But it doesn't mean I like the sacrifice any less. The only major foible I have of the sacrifice is the name. Right?
Who sacrificed?
Well, no, who sacrificed? And you know, it was just that someone was sacrificed.
Yeah, sacrificed. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, no, somebody was murdered is what happened. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We're not sacrificed.
Sacrificial offering.
They were murdered and mind controlled. It wasn't.
You know, so it's like it doesn't need to one up every single time. Every episode of Doctor Who doesn't have to be better than the last. It just has to be interesting.
Yeah, another quest that I really liked was Harrow's quest.
Yeah,
I forget the actual name of it. That was a really good one.
Yeah, Chains of Harrow.
I really like one of
the
things.
I love the new environment and everything.
Oh yes, yeah, definitely, yeah. But one of the things I really loved about that quest is when you go see, oh god, who is the person in Iron Wake?
Aladino.
Yes.
Yeah.
It does cut to such a simple thing, which is it's as if your character comes in and sits down at a table and you're first person just looking at them. Really quick, really easy to do, but at the same time it feels really personal because the person is filling your space. You know, I think you could move around a little bit your head and that was a bit it. And it was a really simple and easy way to do a sort of semi-cinematic quest. It didn't have to go overblown. I don't get why they don't use that kind of way of putting a camera angle, a fixed camera angle, and just bring it in close and just have a couple of people talking. Use it more. It was quite effective, in my opinion.
Yeah. No, I completely agree.
Dear me.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I really hope that the big announcement for TennoCon 2021, because there's going to be, is hey, new war's out. Yeah, I really hope that's going to be the thing.
We
But
finished it.
yeah, because like they've already said that they're not going to be doing. Oh God, what was the name of it?
Lanes of Deviri.
Yeah, Deviri Paradox this year. So unless they've got another open world just hidden like down their back pocket or up their sleeve, like I really don't think
Kind of
there
like what
is.
they did with Deimos.
Huh?
Kind of like what they did with Deimos.
Yeah, I mean, like out of interest, sorry, Stell. Sorry, I'll get there
Mhm.
eventually. Sorry.
It's fine.
How did you feel about Deimos? Did you like it? Were you impartial to it?
Yeah, I was mostly impartial because I never really. I mean, the plain areas like Orbalis and Fortuna are great and all, but I mean, they promise something else and then they basically make something very similar. Like to Duviri, you were just given Deimos. Not saying that it's not bad. It's just it was kind of out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I guess I can understand like production probably is like C's probably doing things in the background. It's probably taking longer than they intended, which is quite common with them.
But it almost, I still feel Deimos was kind of like, right, we have to finish one project, we'll finish this one. It's like, but it really needs more time. And instead it was just the sort of, we've done the Grenier open world, we've done the Corpus, so we might as well get the infested one out of the way. And if it was allowed another year in the oven, it would have been a proper big map, with more interesting thing instead of the sort of almost claustrophobic thing that it has.
Like,
yeah, it's actually quite small.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind the claustrophobic nature of the environment. It's just that there was no iteration on top of what was already established with all Valis, right? And then the quest could have seriously done with like another 2 or 3 sections, and like, hey, do you know what you could do? Leave the quest open ended. You don't know who was doing all the puppeteering, instead of it just being Grandmama.
Yeah, I kind of thought that was going to be the
Entrati.
kind of that was going to be the driver for going to Deimos. It's like you have to find out who the villain is. Your whole point is, as you progress, is to keep the Heart of the Void going. No, we're just going to round that off. Oh, you grandma! You're such a character. I hate that family.
It felt like very much a Scooby-Doo villain ripping off the mask.
So much hatred.
Right. We haven't really spoken much about this topic at all. We've just got on our own thing.
Well, the problem is the Tenno are intrinsically tied to the cinematic quests. That's basically they were the first where
I mean,
they
that's
first
how
appeared.
they started.
Yeah, and they sort of carry it through. So, and the fact that we've had such a gap of them is why we're just filling in the blanks, the voids, so to speak.
Here's a question for you both, right?
Yeah.
So they raise a point which is universally accepted, that Umbra is experiencing this constant pain of the Dax murdering his own son, right? My question to you is, do the other warframes we currently have in our arsenal, do you feel, because we're all talking about headcanon here, are they going through a similar painful experience, or do you think something else?
No, because of Mirage's quest.
Okay, I want Stell to give her opinion, and then I'm going to ask you to elaborate.
I was going to say no too, because I think I forget the story, to be honest, but I think it was because Umbra was supposed to be different than all the other Warframes. He was supposed to be like, I think it was explicitly said he was a Warframe with memories or something. I don't remember. It might have been. I just remember him just being said to be a very different type of Warframe.
I do remember the
Mountains.
No, I didn't. No, stop that. I do remember the reason. So as I like to describe it, and Loz, please correct me if I'm getting any of this wrong. There was a first generation of Warframes, right?
Mhm.
That the Orokin used to fight against the Sentients, but after a while, those Warframes started to go mad. They started to commit suicide. They just like their existence just destroyed them, right? And that is so they basically shut down the first gen of Warframes because they were failures. But then the second gen of Warframes were put in combination with the Tenno, and the Tenno were, basically a blanket, a safety blanket that was used to help help the Warframes operate properly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right. And I can only envision that the difference between the first gen and the second gen is literally the age between them, because the only flaw with the first gen was the fact that they didn't have Tenno, right? Well, I say flaw, the only hindrance was the fact that they didn't have Tenno. And I think the big thing with Umbra was he was one of the ones that suffered this whole memory issue, right? He would experience these memories that a Warframe, so a Tenno, would help calm him down. Whether or not he actually got a Tenno, I don't know. I can only assume he didn't, because he was locked in a box by Ballas.
Well, no, he does. The player character.
No. Originally.
No. I
right?
don't think. I think I think they kills the son and then he locks him up. I think that's it.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like the first operator he gets is you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that is how the narrative is structured when it comes to the Warframes. But then begs the question, why aren't any of the other Warframes going like utterly insane like Umbra did? Is it because they have frequent exposure to Tenno? Is it because like my theory is that the Warframes we have right now are effectively blanks. Like they're made from full-grown humans that have no memories or experiences. But then other Warframes like Enairos and Mirage and Limbo that all had stories behind them kind of scuppers that.
Are you telling me I've got like a pile of cadavers down there in my arsenal that I used to build Warframes in the Foundry with?
Doesn't a cadaver have to be dead?
Technically.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about it's a blank human. It's a homegrown human.
I got live humans down there.
Yeah, they just don't have memories. They're brain dead.
Don't tempt me with Grimdark. You know I love the Grimdark. That would just make it so good. It's just like, operator, I'm afraid you need to acquire new clone mass before you can build another Warframe. And you'd be like, well, what? More clone mass? What do we use that for? Well, I use it in the creation of new Warframes. What is it? Well, I need you to go massacre some humans and bring me their organs so I can make clone mass with it. Okay.
Well, what do you think we do with the
Kubros? Good point.
No.
I mean, he said they throw him out the airlock, but where do they really go?
Oh my god. I was going to say is that why we can only have two copies of a single animal companion? Is because the other copies are used to fabricate Warframes.
Yes.
Anyway,
the greater good.
I was asking Stella a question. I can't remember it now.
Oh goodness! You were just asking me if Umbra has like these traumatic events that torture him. If the other Warframes have had that as well.
Yeah. Do you think other Warframes have had this?
I don't think so, but of course this is going off of, you can't really prove it because everything's kind of implied or whatnot.
Yeah, your headcanon.
Yeah, I personally don't think so, because like you were saying, the more newer Warframes, anything that isn't Prime, I suppose, were kind of just built different. They were built different, so I don't think they would have much memory at all.
Loz, what do you think?
I'm just to draw attention to the thing when this bloody pack terminal bugs on me and I have to fail the mission because it won't bloody work. Bloody terminal. It annoyed me so.
By the way, you're pointing in the wrong direction.
Bloody terminal over there.
Yeah. Anyway, answer the question.
What was the question?
Do you think the other Warframes have experienced the trauma?
Oh no! I think they're all different, and because as I said earlier, the Mirage thing.
Right. Elaborate.
So in the Mirage storyline, it's fighting infested, and it gets pulled apart, and it's laughing as and I think Lotus recalls it as it's just listening to the laughing as it gets killed. But it's clearly. I mean, I suppose that then becomes its own traumatic event, but it does clearly experience things in a different way, or it was laughing at the destruction it was causing, or something. As for your other point about Warframes and why, like, Warframes when you come up with that, I think it's more that it's like a tempering process, that just even having, once a Warframe has interacted with the Tenno, even once, they are just calmer by nature. It imprints on them a calmness, and that's why Umbra is just so mad, because he's never had that interaction before. Then once having that interaction, it's a lot calmer for it. It doesn't need constant interaction. It's kind of even just one time is enough to at least just calm, cause a drop in anger, or gain a level of control. Might not be complete control, but it would just has an effect.
Fair enough then.
Yep, that's it. Should we go to the replies?
Yes, I think. Unless, Stel, do you have anything you want to add?
No.
Okay then.
Okay, so they've been indoctrinated by the Lotus as operators. They've been indoctrinated by the Lotus and various other figures, such as Teshin, since their awakening, about who they are and what they're supposed to do. Teshin. Is Teshin planning something? Very slow, long plan, if that's the case. Sorry, there's more. So they are in fact brainwashed child soldiers who remember little, if anything, of their lives before they were put to sleep after the Zariman 10-0 incident.
We don't remember anything after the Zariman. We don't remember dick all apart from waking up.
Yeah.
There was a huge thing about in the War Within that. Oh God, what's her name? Margulis was supposed to be training us to control the void. Right? To lock away our powers and stuff like this. And, we are, trained as child soldiers, but we don't remember any of that right now. So I kind of feel like indoctrinated by the Lotus is a bit strong. It's like brainwash. I was like, I don't remember any brainwashing.
Or maybe that's the point. Yes. Yeah. The next reply is, I think it's probably more that this dialogue was introduced before the sacrifice existed and is now somewhat dated. Here's hoping for new dialogue with Deviri and whatever grown-up... They've gone operators here. Whatever grown-up operators...
Grown operators.
Oh, grown operators. Okay. Will end up being...
Operator.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I remember years ago, I would have really liked it. I remember saying this when operators first came out, that content creators could voice, as Tenno-gen packets, here's the dialogue for, but obviously DE had plans for the operators that really needed the voices to be available at all times. So I think this is they're just dated. Yeah, and hopefully, maybe they'll get expansions. But if anything, the priority lines will just get removed. Like all of them.
The last one is, it actually kind of makes me think of how in Pacific Rim, very good movie, there has to be two pilots to share the mental load of controlling a giant machine with your brain. Similar theme here, with the transformation of the original DAC soldiers into warframes, drove them mad with so much psychological and physiological pain that can only be alleviated with another person sharing the mental load of their consciousness.
We only know that one Dax was done with this. There was it Gauss's Laverian entry where there's like it sets the scene where there are all these kids. Was it Gauss or I can't remember. One of them, like there are all these kids pretending to be like warframes and things like this, and like the legendary warframes that would protect the Osterons or the Solarians or whatever. And then a warframe does turn up to actually save the day from the crushing Grineer / Corpus. So, I mean, I would totally, like, if you haven't listened to the Laverian entries, you should totally listen to those. And that, you know, they would be really good up on YouTube. Like, I really think DE are doing themselves a disservice by not putting those up on YouTube.
I would say that the one thing is that they need to be easier to access in the game.
Yeah, but it's just
I
like...
don't think I have all of them, so I haven't done them all.
No. You get the Laverian entry straight away.
Oh, do
right?
you? Oh,
yes, it's just the Prex cards that yeah. So if the Laverian, so you should be able to access like Gauss, Ash, Atlas. You should be able to access all of them that are in the game.
Content from my fan fiction.
Yeah, exactly. But like, I just feel that there needs to be an easier way to access them, and especially like, I just want to listen to the whole thing in one go, not in the individual parts.
Mm-hmm. I get that, because I like to listen to things. Like I listen to podcasts and whatnot while I'm working. Don't always have time to get onto the game to hear more lore.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I was really into Warframe when I first started, I would watch other like content creators just talk about lore. One of them being, I think, Stalord.
Yeah.
Was one of them. Yeah, I just watch and listen to his stuff all the time.
Yeah. It's a shame that he hasn't done anything in a long time, but the same with Zale. Yeah, it's been the lore, the narrative, and all that. It's just been so dry and stale for so long.
And crusty.
Ew. Don't use that.
I still believe in the second coming of Stalord.
I'll have to let him know. Cool. And the last one, Loz?
I'm pretty sure the dialogue just sucks. As does this comment.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair though, like, oh god, what was the... Was it the Infested one? Like, did they have to make them so ugly? Or the Grineer used to be builders, and now they just make war. Like, yeah, so some of the dialogue is just kind of like lame and cheesy.
The Grineer prey on the weak, but we prey on the Grineer.
I have not heard that one.
Oh, that is in the game.
Oh man,
I can vouch for that one.
Do all of the voices say the same thing?
I think there is a bit of variation. I've not heard some of these.
I have the female voice because it just sounds better to me.
I think I have Raven, one of the female voices.
Oh.
So, but anyway, right. Should we wrap up here?
Corpus have tech weapons. We'll need to be careful. Sorry.
Yeah, again, I don't think I've heard that one before.
I've not heard that one. I love that one. It's like tech weapons. What have we got? Non-tech weapons? I mean,
analog.
What? One of Grineer, you have bullets as well. Like Grineer, that one Grineer with the energy This thing, like, okay, I'll just hide this then. I don't have this laser hand. No.
Power bunker.
Yeah.
Just get some drills. Right. Okay, well, that's it.
Oh, what's that? There's a new core. No, that's not a new core. That's nothing. That's nothing. It's not a portable microwave
gun.
Yeah. It's not
a popcorn.
It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. Let's round that off.
It's for the necromax. You know, like I need to get my popcorn. Just put in the new core at the hob and then instant popcorn. Anyway, right. So that's it for this topic. Right, that's it for the topics. Let's move on to the graphs. So our first graph. Good, sir. Wait, where's Chrome? Did I close Chrome? Crap, I think I closed Chrome. Right, well, I'll just have a look at the images then. That's all that matters. Right, so our first question from last week. Should all Warframe Augment mods be Exos mods? Now, Loz, if you remember correctly, you were in favor for this.
Yes.
40% said yes. 60% said no. Stel, let's throw you in the deep end here. Do you think all Warframe Augment mods should be Exos mods?
I'm kind of on the fence, but I'll try to explain my reasons properly. But while yes, I think it would be efficient, I'd say no because I like to just make really goofy builds, like honestly incompetent builds, only to make me laugh. And so I'd put on like more than one augment at once.
Oof.
And so if they were an Xless mod, I couldn't do that.
No, you still could, but you'd be able to have more space for them. You could have more.
Yeah.
More.
Yeah.
Currently, you can't put one in the Exo slot.
Though,
the
problem with the Exo slot is you'd feel forced to put all of them in the Exo slot. That's the true problem here.
Mm.
All right. Next, on number 2, cool. Do you use Wisp Ultimate? 40% said yes, 60% said no.
No dice.
Did anyone actually comment saying like, no, this is how Wisp's Ultimate works?
No, I don't remember any. There was somebody who said something about not. I don't think it was about the Ultimate though. It was about the third ability that we were saying, the one that got augmented that you can actually steal. And they're like, oh, it does this and this and this. And I'm like, okay. No, I don't think they mentioned.
Yeah, because I thought the Ultimate was the one that you could helmet, and I was like, whoa, I got that wrong. Right. The third one, is Harrow too complicated? 30% said yes, 70% said no. Actually, sorry, we didn't ask Stel. Sorry, do you use Wisp's Ultimate?
I don't use Wisp, but when I do, not really. No.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that answers that then. So now moving on to, is Harrow too complicated? 30% said yes, 70% said no. Where do you, Loz?
You know my view on it. It's not too complicated. It's that you can't hit people when you spin around the throughball.
The throughball.
Terrible. Come on, it'd be amazing. You'd run around whacking people. It would be good fun.
Okay.
The Rubik's Cube.
Stel? Yeah. Stel, do you think...
I don't think so, no.
Okay, cool. Next one.
That 4 or 5?
4. Whoops. Should Harrow get a rework? 25% said that they didn't care, 35% said yes, and 40% said no. I'm a little bit surprised by this.
Surprised by the no or the yes?
The no, because the topic was that with Harrow, if you're playing with Warframes that can easily clear the room and stuff, it makes it difficult to best utilize Harrow because everything's dead.
He does a lot of cool stuff, but it takes so long as I cast that, and then shoot that person in the head, and then while you've got this many seconds after you start spending this energy and hitting yourself for this many seconds that gives this much buff that then be extended when you shoot these people in the head, then gives your team, and then in the meantime, I don't know, Banshee pushed 4.
Yeah.
Then just hit faster.
Well, you can't. You have to literally
That-
sit there spinning your thing, going, "I'm a charging up. I'm
They
charging
clearly
up. I'm a
they're
charging
not taking natural selection. That's clearly the folly of these Harrow players.
Look,
That's
Two
So
the
when
one
words.
you
that
mean
speaks.
rework, do you mean like how like an Oberon style rework, where they just modified some abilities, or do you mean like a full
Oberon-
blown rework?
Oberon had a huge rework.
Did I say Oberon? Oh, I meant to say Hydroid.
Yeah. Like you
Yeah,
can take it
I'm
either
sorry.
way. You could either go with a Hydroid or an Ember. It's like you could go.
Depends on how drastic they want the rework.
Yeah,
is.
I feel realistically, Harrow's rework needs to be more subtle, more in line
Mhm.
with Hydroid than with Ember.
hear me
Mhm.
out.
Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
agree with that then.
Okay, Loz, we'll hear you out.
2 words. Exalted durable. Think about it. Think about it. Yeah.
I was thinking you were going to turn around and say gun kata. from Equilibrium.
No. You know I want to sit there. You have to spend so long sitting there spinning a metal object on a chain, and you can't hit the enemies with it while you're doing it. It makes the character go from, oh, I've got to charge this ability. I now literally can do absolutely nothing while doing this, to, right, I'm going to charge my ability, and I get bonuses for every enemy that I whack. Charge!
Yep. Okay.
You
And
gotta
then the last
dual wield
yeah,
the
Dual wield.
durable.
dual wield.
Wait, can you
Spin two of them. It goes twice as fast.
can you dual wield nunchaku? I don't think you can you?
Why would you want to?
Because then I can be like the laziest Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle in the world, Michelangelo. I don't know why he has two. He just does.
I'll have to share with you a video from Shadiversity where he points out that just a stick is better than nunchuck. Just
Yeah.
why did
Yeah,
you
I'm
ruin a
pretty sure it
perfectly good stick by cutting it in two? Is his
And adding
logic?
chains. Right. Okay. And then the last one. All right. Do you feel Warframes like Harrow would thrive in hard mode environment like Steel Path Plus? So 20% said no, 30% said that they didn't care, and 50% said yes.
Yeah, I think this was echoed by some of the people in the comments that it's like like I was saying with the augments and things. It's like giving people more power is not really the point. There's still nowhere to do things with. So yeah, it's like Harrow's got this tool set. The problem is not that Harrow's tool set is bad. It's just there's nowhere to use it effectively because everything else can just be killed in 2 seconds.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I found it very surprising that I was able to do. Oh, what was the name of the? I did a defense mission on Steel Path Ceres by myself, and the UI bugged out. I went from I did 1 to 5 with a friend or a couple of friends, but then the UI bugged out and I couldn't leave, and I was stuck in there by myself from 6 to 10, and I managed to solo the whole thing. I fought 3. Oh god, was it 3 or 4 acolytes by myself, and I somehow didn't die. I didn't fail the mission. I was actually really surprised. I took an Oberon, like thinking, yeah, this is going to be hard. I should have probably taken a Limbo instead and just, protected the pod. No problem at all. Just did the whole thing by myself. So, Steel Path Plus, when? D. Come on. D.
I think originally they did say there was going to be 2 tiers. And then it just became the Steel Path 1 tier.
Yeah, to be honest though, I think for all the demands of the player base for challenge and everything, they don't actually want challenge.
They like the idea of challenge.
Yeah, but realistically, they just want content.
Right, should we move on?
Yeah, maybe that's too controversial a statement. Let's move on and we'll go to the supporter questions.
Okay, so this is for people who have supported Xeno through either Patreon, Kofi?
Yeah, or Kofi.
Kofi. So yeah, they always get their comments read out. So first it is Corgus Borkus. Launch Gara Prime out of a primed cannon. This is not a question, this is a demand. How do you get a primed cannon?
Loz, I need you to become Gara Prime.
Right. Well, do you know, we were looking for a reason to shoot me out of a cannon finally, now that I will give in to the demands of the cannon. Yep, there we go. Corgus Borkus gets it. I will do it in a Gara Prime for the first ever time. Fulfills his long dream.
It's a promise.
Zrugel asks, what's your favourite cookie? This is not a question, just wanted to say we appreciate you guys. Oh, nice. Cookie. I don't know, chocolate chip. Just plain chocolate chip. No.
I like oatmeal cookies without raisins.
Oh,
Well, I like it with raisins, but I prefer it without it.
I'm gonna say triple chocolate.
Just want to point out, Zrugel, if we're talking biscuits, then it's a whole other story.
Bourbons.
Bourbons.
Oh, no.
This is a king biscuit. This is
Bourbons.
Bourbon. Biscuit, not a cookie. This is biscuit.
Maybe
Sweaty.
custard cream.
Unless showing.
Unless we're talking about the American
There's a scone.
other
Our
biscuits.
biscuits, the American biscuits, they're not as good.
Yeah,
No, those are called
they-
scones or scones.
or
Either way,
bricks.
Or bricks,
It's-
yeah.
It's
You-
literally just bread.
Well, with more salt than the sun.
Yeah, salty
Yeah.
bread.
Yeah, it's to make sure that the slugs don't go near it. Move on.
Right, so 90s fashion model says, the long text here, we go, right. Wow. Last episode, the discussion about Wisp's new augment sparked a question of whether frames deserved a dedicated augment slot. In the comments, I made the case that if an augment actually did affect how you played a Warframe, rather than just being straight buffs to individual abilities, then I would support the idea. With that said, what do you both think of the idea of augments being legitimate functional changes to how a Warframe's playstyle works? For example, an augment for Oberon Smite might cause the stats on all 4 abilities to change and focus the interactions, such as healing or armor boosting or even status prevention, around casting Smite, with better results overall as long as you use the new combos effectively. I suggest this because one of Xeno's problems is getting people to step in range of one of his abilities to make the buffs work. What if the augment changed it so you could cast Smite on allies and cause the healing and armor buffs as long as you were personally on hallowed ground with renewal running, and the downside was that hallowed ground was much smaller while renewal wouldn't pulse out to apply to other players at the start? Would either of you like that form of augment? Because I think that would definitely need a dedicated augment slot.
Yes.
Oh. Yeah, that sounds great. Massive, intricate text. Sounds great.
Can't argue with that.
Huh?
I mean, they put
Was
more
that-
thought into it than I did.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, the idea of having synergies with abilities. So, like, oh yeah, I will do, like, hell, I would love it if you do a wormhole and then you do a molecular prime on the wormhole, but it actually causes the molecular prime to go off on the other end of the wormhole.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Everyone's like, yeah, shut up. Never
That's
mind.
good.
Next question.
And finally, I want to ask everyone if they've smashed that like button, dropped a comment to let us know what you think of our topics, found the bonus meme and the polls in the description, or even taken a look at Xenogalian's Patreon at patreon.com/Xenogalian to help out the channel. Every interaction makes a difference. Every click boosts the signal, and every like tickles the almighty algorithm. I read every comment before the next episode and even read out some of them in the next 10 o'clock, so make your opinion heard. Oh, that's very, very nice 90s fashion model. Do they alternate? Does Rugel? Do they make? Oh, I will make Loz read the speech today.
No. To be fair though, like I went to the channel, like so Stel had actually reached out to me and said like, oh, you know, I'm ready whenever you are at like 7:30 for us, or like half an hour earlier. And then I went to look at the supporter questions and there weren't any, and I'm like. Okay, so reach out to everyone. You got 15 minutes to get your supporter questions. So
Oh, no.
I think
if that only took 15 minutes to write that massive, very detailed, very clever, thought up speech, I can't really clap with these without destroying them. So I'll sort of just there we go. It goes clapping.
Tap
You
your
would
finger.
make Mario
Just-
typing really proud.
No. Just do Loz. Just do the good. Yeah. Anyway, no. God, yeah. So they had 15 minutes. I wouldn't be surprised if Thalian actually had it like stockpiled and was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot to hit paste." Yeah.
Fair enough. Right, should we move on to the actual comments from the episode? I've picked a few. I don't read out all of these. Only a few of these get lucky to get picked. One of them, and to be honest, if you put one on the satellite episodes, I'll call them, the separate bits, those pretty much always get picked up. So Technic Czar, which is one of the random subsections of last week's topic. How about talking about how shitty is gaining focus in Sanctuary?
Really?
I'm with this person. I remember the days when we could hit the cap in about 15 minutes of play. And now I try it and I'm like, what?
Bring it back.
Bring it back.
I didn't know they nerfed it.
I think they did at some point.
ESO.
It just says Sanctuary.
I know Sanctuary Onslaught is nowhere near as fast as ESO.
We should test this.
But like, in all honesty, what was the name of this person?
Technic Czar.
Technic Czar. If you have like a Reddit topic or a forum post or something that talks about this, jump
Sadly,
on
though, just want to point out they seem to only watch the satellite episode. So if you're talking the main episode to someone who watched the satellite,
fair point. Well, maybe,
I will reply to them. I'll reply to them. What do you want me to say?
Well, basically, find us
a topic about this.
Find us a topic on.
Yeah,
this,
okay. I'll put it.
And because like we only talk about what the community is talking about.
Yeah, if you can post it, community topic. Yeah. All right, moving on. Lindsay Weitzel. The Exla slot having the equivalent of an aura former, allowing all polarities of an Exla slot, would add a lot more capability for build variety. I'd rather see this over being able to put augments in that slot if I had the choice of only one. Having both universal polarity and augments would be a nice addition. If I need to scroll back. Would be a nice addition. I don't think the ability to use augments in the Exla slot would create too much power creep considering what's already possible with current builds.
You're not wrong. I didn't even consider a universal slot for the name of the thing we're just for the Exless thing. Like, I know is formering. I really don't know. I don't former too much. Like, is formering that bigger a problem?
No, but I can appreciate the thing of an Exless aura former.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I like the idea. More slots, always good.
Ali Al-Khatib. The damage of slash dash isn't horrendous. If you're using a stat stick rather than a current melee iteration should still beat it. And if I recall, it gaining 50% more damage when Exalted Blade is out. The only thing you achieve is doing this is change the button you are spamming as Excalibur. Now I'm going to give this a go because I do play Excalibur, but I can't remember the last time I actually slash dashed to actually deal damage because it's just so useless in ability. I will give that a go, Ali Al-Khatib. Chardan Sierra Vitriol. Must have an augment for me is Negation Swarm of Vinairos, allowing status effects for avoiding status effects for a bit of health, while I regen through abilities, arcanes anyway. Never leave the Orbiter without it.
Yeah.
JJ24, absolutely 100% Necros Desecrate Augment is a must-have. Despoil, Desecrate Augment. No longer consumes energy, consumes 10 health per corpse instead. I check Overframe, top 200 builds for Necros, 94%, 188 out of 200 had Despoil in the build.
Wow.
Jeez.
Last two, King of Gaming. Some augments are way too powerful to be Exodus mods. Avara's fourth ability lets her nuke everything. Nezha's second augment makes it so that Reaping Chakram makes it kill everything with ease, whereas before it couldn't kill anything. Equinox's first augment makes a clone that does 200% increased damage with your weapons, and I'm sure there are tons of others too. Making them Exodus mods is just too much more power creep. Maybe more augments should be Exodus mods, but not all of them. Also, augments don't really have a problem with not being used if they are good people, make space, and a lot more are now useful on the frames with the helmet system. Fair enough. Yep, I can see that. There's some that seem very powerful. And the last one is that Nazeth has let it not be known, Xeno, that they will happily, or Nazeth will happily sacrifice any links for my Twitch or other social media if it means double memes. Oh no, I didn't read this.
Memes. Loz is committed to 24 memes.
There isn't the buttons, Xeno. We don't have enough buttons for memes. We don't have enough buttons to achieve this. Too many memes.
I'll make you the button.
We need to make buttons for memes. No. I didn't read that beforehand. Oh no. It says double twice. 1 and 2 will be ruined. There's not enough memes. Not enough memes.
For everyone's benefit, Loz is using he's using the system that I set up for controlling OBS using something called Deckboard, which is a mobile Android app, and because he's using his futuristic
This is how we will all interact in the future. The digital avatars.
Chat. He's so he's using Nox to emulate Android so he can use this software.
Goodness.
So I've had to set up the buttons, but I've only set up 12 buttons. So
we're going to need a bigger button.
Anyway, so
No, let's go to the memes.
Yeah.
Let's go to some memes. So these are all memes from the r/meme frame subreddit. Do go on there if you want to check out some good memes. They're all in the description below with links, along with the secret meme of the week, which normally is where I get to post a video.
Yeah, keep talking.
Oh, am I back? Video meme, because I can't show them on video, just platforms like this. So, meme number 1.
Sorry, I've sent them to you, Stel, so they're in the chat if you haven't seen them.
Okay.
No, I brought up a thing. Yes, right, so meme number 1.
Yep.
Is the power of not being in a power fantasy game. Warframe players, when they play other action shooter games and find out that they don't need to do 1 million of damage, nor use the red crit build to beat the game or have fun. What form of power is this?
I'm pretty sure that's was it Devil May Cry 5, where you can get like SSS combos and things like that. It's just like, what?
Fair enough. Meme number 2. As a Tigress enjoyer, it hurts. 2-barrel shotguns in other video games. 2-barrel shotguns in Warframe.
Oh,
so true. Tigress used to be one of the best guns, though. It'll rise again. Right, and now we have, I think, a trio of very similar memes, because after we had Harrow last week, we have... Oh no! Anyway, 1 stolen Harrow chassis blueprint. Oh well.
Oh my God.
Plenty more where that came from. Then followed up by a bit of a classic, but we have the I'll take that, thank you. 1 stolen Harrow chassis blueprint. The look on the face of the reporter at the end is just timeless. This is brilliant. Why would a Kuvanich want more Harrow chassis? But yes. Then meme number 5. He's trying his best. Oh, this is actually not about Kuvanich. Yes, right. Kuvanich steals 300 of the 300,000 credits I got in a mission. Me.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Then, this is my favourite of the week, because I had to put this at the end. And the final meme. The truest master. True Master. Achieved the rank of True Master. 1.5% of the population. K-driven. Ride 1 million meters on a K-drive. 0.6% of the population.
Oh my God.
The truest of masters.
Clearly.
The only people that will be raptured will be the people that have achieved K-driven.
K-drive Nirvana.
Ah,
The K-driven. Wait, it's got the word riven in it. No. Right. So that's enough for the memes.
Let us move on to the community shoutouts.
We should.
Okay, so we paste those there, and then scroll up here, And then I'm going to
Oh my
type
God.
in the time.
Oh no, it's the Steam link.
Yep,
Okay,
so
cool.
it's a Steam link. So this is a Tenno Gen
I want it.
for Oberon Coven skin by Ernix. Like, I did actually ask on Discord, had I already, like, mentioned this one to people, but, you know, have I put this on 10 o'clock before? But people said that they didn't recognize it. However, I saw this and I was just like, I'm in love. And I would
want it.
actually use the original Oberon skin for this.
I want it. That's all I can
Yeah.
say.
Yeah,
Well,
I
so,
want it as well.
so you want the helmet or?
I want the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Why do I have to just choose one thing, Loz? Why can't I just have it all?
Because
I'm
raisins.
an entitled gamer. I'm allowed to have everything. I want my cake and eat it too. Right, number 2. This is the Mesa Shirogane by Takaya Lee. So this is a Tenno Gen design and looks pretty damn awesome. Yeah, there's 2 images
cool.
in the tweet. So this is the close-up.
Yeah, I would buy that on the spot because that looks like a better Mesa to me. It's not wearing a coat, sorry, jacket.
Yep.
I'm petty on these things.
Yep. The
Aggression.
Oh yes.
Yeah. It's there. Right. The third community shout out is Mini Sevagoth and His Shadow by Kurdy.
I love that.
Yep.
It's like the soups that are shaped into like letters, but
Yep.
instead it's forma.
Yep.
That's so cute.
And his little grabby hands.
Little grabby hands. Yeah.
Right. The fourth community shout out is Wisp Shirogane by Takaya Lee. So this is the Wisp version. They actually had different sort of like scarves and things. So, but I really like the look of this one. This was a black and white one. I didn't see a color variation of this one, but yeah.
Cool.
Yep. The fifth community shout out is Saren Prime by Victoria D.
Patreon birthday shout out. Happy late birthday, princess. Thank you for your patience, and I hope your birthday was a good one.
Yep. I really like the coloring on this one. Very vibrant.
I like the line work. It's very loose and organic. And that's just a personal preference of mine. I just love loose and natural line art like that.
I'm just going to read the follow-up tweet of the full image is available on my Patreon. Warning, it's a not safe for work sketch.
Well, I'm glad it stops at this point. So, and then the sixth community shout out is Gara the Unbroken by Eid. I don't know how you like EID.
Eid?
Eid, maybe.
I suppose you don't call it an Eidolon, do you, actually?
You call them
Eidolon.
by their handle.
Yes, Eidolon verb.
Yep.
Verb.
Yes, it says verb. No, that's awesome. I need to... No, wait! It's the end of the month.
Yeah.
It's payday. Means I can buy a girlfriend. Let's shoot it out of a cannon.
Right.
As
well, that's
prophesized.
That's
right,
that's what's
so
foretold.
The community shoutouts. Loz, turn off. Yep, good. And now, as I quickly rush to take the time for the quote, as normally I forget to, and then I have to root through the actual episode. Are you guys ready for my quote?
Yep.
As ready as I can ever be.
Well, I don't know. You guys might win. Guys might go like, "What the hell is this crap?" Right. Envy the world that has. Envy the world that has Tenno, huh? I say pity the world that needs them. What are you celebrating? 1 thumper down, 3 Osterons dead. Oh yeah. At that rate, we might just be getting somewhere in about 320 years. Is that what you want? You want a little accolade? Nuh-uh. These machines live on Feros. They feed on Ninth. There's no middle ground. Not for them. Not for us. And sure as hell, not for my operators who died out there today. But you go ahead. You have your little soiree. Personally, you disgust me.
I do know this. I do know this. We're talking some sort of post-apocalyptic setting, aren't we?
Yep.
Because and so obviously this person is in charge of a group of soldiers or whatever that went out and they died, but then there was a small victory and they come back and the people are celebrating. And it's like, yeah, what's this pointless victory? We've won nothing, you know. And it's like, oh, I know this. This.
Has to be Shark Exorcist 2015. My final answer.
What the hell? Shark Exorcist.
Have you not watched Shark Exorcist?
No,
it's the greatest film to ever grace humanity.
What the hell? Satan has jaws.
Oh.
It has a very high score of 1.3 out of 10.
Oh my god. Do you want the original quote, Loz?
Yes.
Okay. Envy the country that has heroes, huh? I say pity the country that needs them. What are you celebrating? 1 dragon down, 3 men dead. Oh yeah, at that rate, we may get be getting somewhere in 320 years. Is that what you want? You want a little accommodation? Nuh-uh. These beasts live on ash. They feed on death. There's no middle ground, not for them, not for us. And sure as hell not for my men who died out there today. But you go ahead. Have your little soiree. Personally, you disgust me.
Rain of Fire?
Yep.
Yeah, I think they should remake that film. It was a good concept.
Yeah.
Yes. I knew that. I knew it.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't have guessed that without the original. The dragons.
Yep. All about the dragons.
All about
British,
them.
Find the dragons.
Oh, they're living, so they're just having a nap. One day, they will awaken.
Yep. Destroy the world.
Dude.
Then Matthew McConaughey. Matthew McConaughey? Yeah, he'll McConaughey. Crap, I can't remember his name. Yeah, he'll come and just like American it up, save us all with an axe. Anyway, right. Well, that's it for this episode. Stell, it's been lovely having you on.
Thank you.
Yeah. And by popular demand, service unavailable has come back to regain their true title as top patron. And yeah.
So there should be there should be a list of all of the lovely people who support Xeno's Patreon. However, sadly, the server that shows that list is down right now.
Well,
they will return soon.
Email software bloody sucks. Can I,
Indeed.
just trying to get. Oh. Anyway, that's it. Off button.
Off button. I have one of those. It looks like that.